Good morning friends, I am Rajendra Kumar from Arc and Friends channel. Again this video also for my friends who are appearing for examination on coming Sunday. We have dealt most of the items of the credit policy. Now I would like to introduce some of the words actually. It is a matter of 1 minute for each word actually. Thing is for our policy credit evaluation grid. Whatever the loan sanctioned by our CM or AGMs will be reviewed by credit evaluation grid. The CM whatever sanctioned by 1 crore and above, it will be reviewed by credit evaluation grid. Similarly, AGM whatever the loans he has sanctioned more than 2 crores will be reviewed the credit evaluation grid. The credit evaluation committee the grid is having AGM is the one of the member and CM RMD and senior manager other 2 members. These are the credit evaluation grid. Then you have to legal audit. For existing borrowers who are having 5 crores to 100 crores limits, every 5 years legal audit should be done. The existing loans also, not only first time or at the time of sanction, but every 5 years we have to go for legal audit. And then above 100 crores, every 2 years legal audit should be done. And SMA 2 accounts for all retail 10 lakh and above, every year on April 30th, this legal audit should be done. These 3 points you have to remember for legal audit. And legal vetting, another point, legal vetting. 10 lakhs to 1 crore, our law officer from regional office, he has to do legal vetting. Legal vetting means nothing but is whether the documentation has been done properly, all the borrower or directors, partners, whether they have signed out properly or not. He will see as per the sanction terms, everything is filled in or not. They will see it. If it is up to 10 lakhs to 1 crore, our law officer from our regional office or zonal office. If it is more than that, our empanelment advocate, he will do the more than 1 crore. Then one more point, credit process audit. This is also just like review for every account which is 1 crore and above limits should be reviewed our credit process audit. This audited by credit process audit team officer. He will verify everything as per the sanction terms and whether the branch has taken all precautions or not, security charges are created or not. Before parting our funds, before disbursement, he will verify, credit processing audit officer, he will verify everything. For that also limit is there. If it is 1 crore and above, he has to verify all the things. For the retail, 10 lakhs up to more than 10 lakhs for rural and semi-urban branches. If 50 lakhs, more than 50 lakhs, 50 and above for urban branches. This you have to remember. For rural and semi-urban, more than 10 lakhs and above. For urban, 50 lakhs and above. This credit process audit should be done. Exemptions, some 3 exemptions are there. Ad hoc facility, already sanctioned terms and ad hoc facility, we need not go for it. Appraisal, credit process audit is not required. And renewal of credit limits without any change. The previous whatever we have renewed it, the same sanction terms and conditions, same limit and everything, no change, then also it is exempted. And advance against deposits, generally advance against deposits also, we are not going to go for audit, that credit process audit. Then another important point, holding on operations. This is perhaps new for me also. Holding on operations. Even the account become NPA for certain reasons. Certain reason means if we stop the operations, it will be a disaster for the firm. When we will go for it, if the borrower is not the reason for it is becoming NPA. And borrower is having highest integrity. Then only we can just will not stop the operations in the account. Even we will not stop the rollover facility of LCs, and even the fresh LC also we may give it, and it is only depending on the unit. If we stop everything, I think it will be disaster and everything, so much loss will happen. That's the reason some of the units, some of the times, and management will take a decision that to hold the operations. Holding on operations, we call it holding on operations. That name is called holding on operations. Operations, we will not stop it. That is the holding on operations, not holding. We will not stop this thing. That is demand. Then important thing is for the credit policy, priority sector advances. Everybody know, I think it is every officer know that 40% should go to the priority sector for entire our loan. That is loan means adjusted net bank rate, and we call it as ANBC, adjusted net bank rate. And this, I think, agriculture sector up to 18% we have to give. Then MSME sector and exports. These are the important things. Agriculture sector. What comes in agriculture sector? All the agriculture loans, that is KCC, crop loans, for all loans to the for cultivation, it comes under this. Other than cultivation, if we give to the NBFCs or FIs also, for online lending to the again farmers or indirect finance to the agriculture, like that if they give, then for that whatever given to NBFCs, I think we have given Andhra and Telangana also Srinidhi, they will again finance to the SHG groups. It comes under agriculture sector only, priority sector only. Up to 100 crores agro processing units, food processing units, agro processing units also comes under priority sector. For dairy loans, fishery loans, animal husbandry loans, poultry, beekeeping, sericulture, up to 2 crore for individuals, it will also come under agriculture sector, priority sector. Loans against warehouse receipts up to 50 lakhs. Loans against warehouse receipts is also important finance for us, agriculture. Up to 50 lakhs comes under priority sector. Then MSME. MSME recently the classification has been changed by the Government of India. Previously we were having the plant and machinery and for manufacturing units and service unit. Now this is for manufacturing and service, both the one and same. The limits are for micro. If the plant and machinery investment is 1 crore, okay, this is micro units. And turnover also they have introduced up to 5 crores turnover also it will come under micro. What about small entrepreneurs? Up to 10 crore. Up to 1 crore we told you, that means more than 1 crore and up to 10 crore investment or turnover up to 50 crore. Up to 50 crores will come under small entrepreneurs. Then medium. Micro, small and medium. Then medium. Investment up to 50 crore. Up to 50 crore investment and turnover up to 250 crore. There is a confusion because turnover previously they have mentioned 50 crore, then later on they have increased it to 250 crores. 50 crore investment, a turnover 250 crores. Now only two things, you have to remove turnover is extra. Then export advance. RBI and Government of India is giving more importance to the export and subsidy, sometimes subsidy or inter-subvention also we are giving for exports. Exports, it is a big subject, I am not dealing with the export finance, only there will be two finance for exports, pre-shipment, whatever we are just before shipping this thing, while sending the export bills, we will just have the documents, we call it bill of lading. Before is a railway receipt we call it, this is LR, lorry receipt we call it. For the ship, it is called a bill of lading. Before shipping our material, we call it a pre-shipment. After shipment, the documents, basing on the documents, we will finance it. That we call it a post-shipment. And one important word, gold card, you should remember it. For gold card has been introduced by the Government of India, for the RBI also, RBI. For the exporters who are having good track record, very good track record, just their liberalized terms and conditions will be there. We will not give much trouble, you bring this one, that thing, because already they are having good track record. For them we will give gold card, they will get finance very fast. Then project exports also we should remember it. For weak projects, our Indians actually like L&T and other some big companies, they will get projects from abroad. For engineering goods on deferred payment, for execution of turnkey projects, big projects, turnkey projects, for civil constructions and other things also they will get projects. They will be awarded projects. Then we will also finance for it. These are all comes under export finance. It is another topic and we can deal, if the time is there, we can deal later on. NBFCs is also one of the important things. And I think last time I told you, previously finance we used to give based on the net owned funds. Net owned funds is linked, that method is there. I told you the working capital assessment method. That method has been withdrawn by the RBI. Now we can sanction loans and working capital loans based on the cash budget method. And recently because of the failures of the NBFCs, some restrictions are given. If the capital is less than 25 lakhs, totally banned. They cannot do this business. If it is below 2 crores, capital is below 2 crores, the taking deposits are banned. Moreover, RBI has mentioned some of the important things. That is, they call it systematically important NBFCs who are having the assets of around 500 crores. Then only they call. Friend, one more important thing is capital market advances. For capital market means shares and debentures, you know about it. For shares and debentures, we should not exceed 10 lakhs for the borrower, per borrower. If it is physical form, if the shares and securities are in the physical form, I think now we are not seeing it. Previously, every shares and securities are in the physical forms only. Then only 10 lakhs. If it is demat form, dematerialized, we call it a dematerialized form, then it's up to 20 lakhs per borrower. This you should remember it. Then quick mortality. If the account become NPA within 12 months, we call it as a quick mortality. Generally, any bank will take action against the processing officer, manager, if they deviate anything else. Because of their negligence, it become quick mortality. That doesn't mean just everybody, all the managers and officers will get punishment. It's not like that. Only if their laxity is there, that viability study will be done. Quick mortality means within 12 months, if the account become NPA, we call it a quick mortality. But another thing you should remember that if any gestation is given, then gestation or a holiday is given, after the holiday only, this 12 months we should be reckoned. Then bridge loans. Bridge loan means sometimes the project sometimes for taking shape and coming their return, it may take some time. That's in the meanwhile, for getting license, just we can say that a duty drawback or festive subsidy like that, it may take some time to get it. In the meanwhile, the company should not stop. Then we may give some bridge loan, that just like term loan. For that also short term loan, it may be 6 months to 3 years. We give it bridge loan, but there are exemptions. You should remember exemptions. For any expenditure legitimately should be incurred by the government, then government resources we cannot give. Though the person contractor wants to do it, we are not going to, because it's government sources only. This should be done. We cannot give it bridge loan. Budgetary allocations. Through budgetary allocations only this work should be done. Then we cannot give it. We cannot sanction bridge loan. And receivables from central government or state government. Central government, state government, they have to pay the money. In the meanwhile, if you give me bridge loan, we are not going to give it. We have seen the last time in Telangana and Andhra also, many contracts they didn't get their money, their receivables are there, but we are not going to give any bridge loan. But exemption, I told you, fertilizer subsidy and duty drawback, this exemption is there. Refunds and reimbursement also from the government also we are not going to give it. Then we have to remember about the disposal of applications for the priority sector advances. Then we can say it is a TAT period also. For MSC, it is 7 days. MSC, it is 7 days. If it is other loans below 25,000, 15 days. Above 25,000, 8 to 9 weeks. These are all for the branch manager powers. These are branch manager powers. MSC 7 days. Below 25,000, 7 days, 15 days. Above 25,000, 8 to 9 weeks is a branch manager power. If it is beyond branch manager powers, for MSC loans, 12 days, beyond branch manager power. Over 25,000, 10 weeks. Export finance, 45 days. Renewal of existing limits, 30 days. Consortium advance, 60 days. Renewal of consortium advance, 45 days. All other applications, if we won't mention in this MSC, export and other things, all other applications, it is maximum 10 weeks is the period to just dispose the application, to sanction or dispose of the application. But retail, there are other TAT period is there. Retail also, this is very important. I feel this is important. You may get one question. Union home, within 5 days we have to disperse also. Union miles, 2 days. Education loan, 7 days. Mortgage loan, 7 days. Personal loan, 3 days. And others, 7 days. We can simply say that miles only 2 days. And personal loan, 3 days. Union home, 5 days. Education, mortgage loan and other loans, 7 days. Supervision and monetary norms. Actually, by whatever loans we have given, we have to supervise whether the unit is functioning properly or not. For that, we have some returns. Monthly returns, some of the monthly returns, some of the quarterly returns, some of the half-yearly returns. These are mandatory for 5 crores and above. I will tell you the MSOD, QPR, half-yearly operation or funds flow statement, shall be submitted by all the firms which are sanctioned 5 crores and above limits. You remember it. MSOD, QPR, off-yearly operations or funds flow statement shall be submitted by these 5 crores and above. This MSOD every month, QPR is quarterly, off-yearly operations or funds flow every half year. Quarterly certificate by the chartered accountant. That is, because we are saying quarterly certificate by chartered accountant for the book dates. For book dates should be certified by the chartered accountant for 1 crore and above limits. For 1 crore and above limits. This you should remember. NPS, I think NPA guidelines you have to read. There is no other go. We may get 2 or 3 questions. But technical reasons. NPA due to technical reasons. This very simple. You should remember it. If the review renewal is not done within 180 days, then it will become NPA. I told you last time, review can be done for 2 times. Each time for 3 months. That means maximum 6 months we can review it. More than that we should not review it. If it is not done for 180 days review or renewal, it is not done for 180 days due to any reason, it will become NPA. Then drawings allowed against the book dates or the stock older than 180 days. That means if the stock statement is not submitted, we know about the stock statement is not submitted up to 180 days. If it is the stock statement entered 180 days back stock statement, then automatically it will become NPA. These 2 are non-technical reasons, due to technical reasons, not due to financial reasons. Fair Procedure Code, FPC, if they give FPC, should remember Fair Procedure Code. What is the Fair Procedure Code? If any loan given to us, any application given to the bank, it should be rejected with due reason. If any good reason, what we have to mention the reason and we have to reject it. That branch can do it, but higher authority should verify what are the application rejected by the branch, whether the reason is good or reason is correct or not. We have to verify it. For SCSTs, branch cannot reject it. For SCST applications, it has to be rejected by only next higher authority, not branch. You should remember this FPC. Then CRILIC. CRILIC, I think we used to use CRILIC. This is a known word. This is Central Repository of Information on Large Credits, for large credits. Whoever exposure limit is more than 5 crores, then this information should be given for everything. For SME 0, for SME 1, for SME 2, fraud accounts and current account balance for 5 crores and above accounts. These forms we have to give it. That is the reason we are verifying before opening the current account, we are seeing the CRILIC report, whether he is already having any current account or any limits with other banks. Similarly, defaulted borrowers report also we should send every Friday. Defaulters borrowers list also we should submit it every Friday. Significant influence. Last time also we mentioned about significant influence. Who is having significant influence? As per the Act, we say that if any company or person is having more than 20% voting rights, more than 20% voting rights, he or the company is having significant influence. Then group approach. Group approach means, what is the group approach? Commonality of management. The management, somebody is having the similar, suppose managing this company and other company, the same managing partners are one and same, we can say that group approach. Then willful defaulters. Willful defaulter means diversion of funds. What's OCC or OD limits we have sanctioned, but instead of the purpose we have given, if they divert to for purchasing of other loans, for paying some other debts or something else, if they divert it, that is also we call it as willful defaulter. For willful defaulter we can declare, after giving due notice, for declaring willful defaulter only 25 lakhs and above, not below 25 lakhs. 25 lakhs and above only we can declare them as a willful defaulter. After giving notice to them, after seeing their reply only, we can go for it. Then takeover norms. The takeover norms also we have to be very careful. Even if it is not direct takeover, if any firm or borrower closed their account with other bank and come to our bank within 3 months, then all the takeover norms will apply to that firm or person, whatever it may be. Takeover norms apply even if the account is closed in another bank and come to our bank within 3 months. These takeover norms, I think everybody know about it. It should be standard account. It should have existence for 3 years. Minimum 3 years existence should be there. All 3 years it should get net profit. Some ratios also are given for takeover norms. Current ratio is 1.17 is to 1. Current ratio. Current asset should be 1.17 and current liability should be 1. TOL by TNW. Total outstanding liability should be 3 and net worth should be 1. But trading account, TOL be total outstanding liability up to 4 we can go over it. TNW is only 1. DSR should be 1.5 should be there. And remaining period of the loan should be minimum 2 years. You know very well that whatever we are taking takeover of the term loan anything, the period should be same. But minimum 2 years period should be there for takeover remaining period. One important thing is, I think it is also important for the people because unnecessarily if you bring some proposal and later on it may be rejected. If our ED has worked in some other bank as a GM, then from that bank we cannot take over any account. Similarly, a MD might have worked GM as a GM in the other bank, ED in another bank. Those banks we cannot take over accounts. These are the important things, my dear friends. The time is very short. There are some more few points are not covered under credit policy. I think it's hardly 10 points are there. I will just come out with next video. And in the next video, I would like to tell the areas where from generally the questions are coming. That areas I will give, because if I want to go explain all the things, it will take I think minimum half day. I am not going to explain, but I am going to give the areas up to at least 50 areas I am going to give. Those 50 areas definitely 1 or 2 points are coming. That 50 areas I think 50% definitely marks will come to you. This banking is vast subject. We don't depend on us. Go, but the only thing is, if I can contribute some 5 to 10 marks to you, I will be very much thankful and I will be glad. All the best, my dear friends.